The world of Pokemon is filled with hundreds of strange creatures, from fire-breathing dragons to giant whales. They all have their own unique powers, but what would this mean in real life? Because some of them are really intriguing. The Pokemon franchise, and originally a series of video games, are developed by the company Game Freak and are published by Nintendo, and have been around for ages. Although several spin-offs for other Nintendo systems have been released, the main series games are exclusive to Nintendo's handheld platform, for which 18 games have been released, as well as 6 remakes. Pokemon was created by Satoshi Tajiri in 1995, and he still has a hand in the production of the games. The games are generally released in pairs. For example, 2 games will be immediately released that are basically the same, except with some minor changes. Later, another improvement upon the last 2 games will be released. After this, work will begin on a new pair, which will have a vastly different story and various gameplay improvements. Examples of this are Pokemon Red and Blue, which are generally the same game, except certain Pokemon can only be obtained in either one. The first 151 Pokemon were introduced in Pokemon Red and Blue. Later on, another 100 appeared in Gold and Silver and were combined with the originals to make a new list of 251 Pokemon. From this point it went on and the franchise became huge, bigger than ever imagined. At the moment there are over 700 Pokemons and the series has grown much since its creation in 1995. In these years, a lot of types and kinds of Pokemon came into existence, from cat-like beings to Pokemons that resemble boxers. In the TV show and in the game, there are a lot of researchers like Professor Oak who study the Pokemon. Throughout the years, researchers have collected data about all the Pokemons known in the game with the Pokedex. The Pokedex is an electronic device designed to catalog and provide information regarding the various species of Pokemon featured in the games, anime and manga. In the video games, whenever a Pokemon is first captured, its data will be added to a player's Pokedex. And in the anime, unlike in the games, the Pokedex does not start blank and fill after encountering and catching Pokemon. Instead, the Pokedex acts like a portable reference tool, able to give information about a certain species of Pokemon, even if a trainer has never ever seen the Pokemon before. The Pokedex can do multiple things, like identify Pokemon, scan Pokeballs, identify battle moves, and show where to capture Pokemons in the games. After I looked more and more in the information found in the Pokedex, I saw some pretty interesting things. Let's first start off with Charizard. Charizard is a large dragon-like Pokemon that differs greatly from its pre-evolved form. The red skin color of Charmeleon is no longer apparent, as Charizard appears to be an orange-yellow color. The single horn that was on the back of its head is now 2, one on either side. The most noticeable difference between Charizard and its pre-evolved forms are the large wings that have developed on its back, which gives Charizard the capabilities of flying. Charizards are noble and will not turn the full power of their flame on opponents that are weaker than they are. Charizard are also known to be very eager to battle, and can be very dangerous and aggressive if provoked. He spits fire that is hot enough to melt boulders and is known to cause forest fires. Now here is what I mean with interesting. The fact that his fire breath can melt boulders. On average, the temperature it would take to melt stone into magma would be about 1300 to 2400 degrees Fahrenheit, or 700 to 1300 degrees Celsius. At this temperature, the human body would completely melt as well. So Charizard has some very amazing and mind-blowing abilities, but he's not the only one, oh no. Take for example Pidgeot. Pidgeot resembles a large feathery bird with huge wings. It has brightly colored feathers on its body and head, like the shape of a flare of fire. Pidgeot is even more dangerous than its previous evolution. This is because he's larger and more aggressive than Pidgeotto, enabling it to catch much bigger prey. A favorite target is Magikarp, which Pidgeot can spot from a distance. Trainers should be very careful when approaching this Pokemon in the wild, not only for the fact that it's very aggressive, but also because this Pokemon flies at Mach 2 speeds. Mach 2! That's insane! Mach 2 is twice the speed of sound, which normally equates to approximately 1500 miles per hour, or around 2500 kilometers per hour. This is the speed at which many bullets travel, and planes traveling at these supersonic speeds are made of special metals, so they won't melt. So every time Pidgeot would fly away, he would break the sound barrier. That's just amazing. But another Pokemon with a trick up his sleeve is Raticate. Raticate's most noticeable feature are its large teeth. Like most rodents, Raticate's teeth grow his entire entire life, and must be constantly worn down. It is also known that Raticate's fangs are tough enough to break through concrete. He can even topple concrete buildings by gnawing on them. Now, normal concrete has the strength to withstand 10,000 psi, so that's 10,000 pounds per square inch. One of the animals with the strongest bite force is the crocodile, with a bite that can give approximately 5,000 psi of pressure. So Raticate would have to bite at least twice as strong. The last one I want to tell you about is one of my personal favorite Pokemons, Arcanine. Arcanine is a large, bulky canine Pokemon that also possesses traits of tigers and lions. It has a distinct long dog-like muzzle with a large round black nose. Its eyes are triangular in shape with black pupils. The majority of Arcanine's body is covered with a bright orange fur with jagged black stripes resembling the fur of a tiger. Arcanine is known for its high speed, and it's said to be capable of running 6,200 miles in a single day and night. The fire that blazes wildly within this Pokemon's body is the source of its power. This would mean that Arcanine would need to run about 260 miles per hour, or 418 kilometers per hour, for 24 hours straight. 6,200 miles is longer than the distance from LA to Moscow. Now, that's impressive. The world of Pokemon is filled with amazing feats like this. So this once again shows how powerful Pokemons are and how amazing they are. Thanks for watching everybody, I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to check out my other videos and subscribe to stay up to date.